At a U.S. military installation in the United Arab Emirates, activity around the AH-64 Apache helicopters continues non-stop. Ground personnel operate in shifts, ensuring that every aircraft is constantly fueled, armed, and ready for immediate deployment. This location functions as a key operational hub for missions over the Strait of Hormuz, where Iranian Shahed drones have been targeting American forces, allied infrastructure, and commercial vessels moving through the region. Once preparations are complete, some Apaches take off and move toward U.S. Navy ships deployed in the Gulf. They land on the decks and remain in a standby position, prepared for rapid response. Others proceed directly into designated patrol areas over the strait. The entire system runs on a continuous cycle. Aircraft are always either deploying, returning, or waiting in position, ensuring uninterrupted aerial coverage. Detection of threats begins primarily from naval assets. Inside the ship's operations center, radar teams monitor surrounding airspace at all times. When an object appears, it is quickly assessed and categorized. If confirmed as a hostile drone, the information is transmitted immediately to Apache crews, whether they are airborne or stationed on the deck of a ship. Pilots on standby begin rapid startup procedures. Engines power up, rotor blades accelerate, and within a short time, the helicopter is airborne. At the same moment, Apaches already in flight adjust their heading toward the identified threat. As they approach, the helicopters rely on onboard targeting systems to track the drones. For close-range engagements, the primary weapon is the 30mm chain gun mounted under the nose. It fires high-explosive rounds capable of disabling drones quickly and effectively. In addition, the Apache carries Hydra 70 rocket pods. Each pod holds 19 rockets, and with up to 4 pods mounted, a single helicopter can carry a total of 76 rockets. These are used in situations where multiple targets need to be engaged simultaneously. For targets requiring higher precision or at greater distances, AGM-114 Hellfire missiles are used. These laser-guided weapons are designed to strike with accuracy and are effective against more resilient targets. After neutralizing the threat, the pilot confirms the outcome and relays the information back to command. The helicopter then either resumes patrol or heads back for refueling and rearming. Some aircraft return to ships for quick turnaround operations, while others go back to the base in the UAE for more extensive servicing. On the ground, crews begin the rearmament process immediately. Rocket pods are either replaced or reloaded with fresh Hydra rockets, each one inspected before being secured in place on the helicopter's pylons. The ammunition system for the 30mm gun is replenished with a new belt of high-explosive rounds. Hellfire missiles are then mounted onto launch rails with all connections checked and secured. At the same time, technicians carry out a full inspection of the helicopter's systems, including hydraulics, avionics, engines, and flight controls. Only after all checks are completed is the aircraft cleared for its next sortie. At a nearby airstrip, a U.S. Air Force C-17 transport aircraft arrives carrying additional resources. Inside is another AH-64 Apache, delivered to maintain the operational tempo in the region. Because of its size, the helicopter is transported in a partially disassembled state. Key components such as rotor blades, the tail assembly, and external mounts are removed and packed separately. As unloading begins, crews first remove containers holding these components, along with additional equipment and munitions. The helicopter itself is then carefully rolled out of the cargo aircraft without its main rotor blades attached. This process requires coordination and precision, as the airframe must be handled carefully to avoid any damage to sensitive onboard systems. Once on the ground, the helicopter is attached to a tow vehicle and moved to a designated assembly area along with its parts and weapons. At the assembly point, technicians begin reinstalling the removed components. Rotor blades are secured, the tail rotor is attached, and mechanical connections are completed. Stub wings and weapons pylons are then fitted, followed by reconnection of electronic systems. After reassembly, the helicopter undergoes the same arming process as others in operation. Rocket pods are loaded, Hellfire missiles are mounted, and the chain gun is supplied with ammunition. A full system check is conducted to verify that all components are functioning correctly. This includes testing electrical systems, hydraulics, flight controls, and targeting equipment. Once everything is confirmed, the helicopter is approved for deployment and added into the active rotation. Meanwhile, at sea, operations continue without pause. Radar systems detect another group of incoming drones moving toward the area. An Apache positioned on a ship's deck immediately begins launch procedures. Within minutes, it takes off, gains altitude, and heads toward the incoming targets. Using onboard sensors, the pilot identifies the drones and initiates engagement. The chain gun is fired, and the targets are neutralized before they can reach their intended objectives. The pilot confirms the results, and the information is transmitted back through the command network. After completing the engagement, the helicopter returns to its assigned position and prepares for the next alert. The process repeats continuously. Thanks for watching. This is Global Decode 13, where we break down global power, strategy, and geopolitics in simple terms. No noise, no hype, just clear understanding. If you want to see what's really happening beneath the headlines, make sure you're here for the next decode. I'll see you in the next one.